little chicken nuggets. Welcome back to another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. Yes, it is a drive-by, drive-through type of episode of today. Let me ask my little shamrock shake himself, Mr. Matt Summers. Matt,
a fat joke?
No, it was, I wouldn't say it's a fat joke. It was a sweet joke because, shamrock shakes are pretty sweet.
Correct.
So how are you today, my pal?
I'm doing wonderful. Not much to complain about. Everything's going pretty good. Excited for another positive episode. How are you doing?
We're vibing. It's you ever see that Vine that was club going up on a Tuesday, even though it's not a Tuesday? Like, I just feel that guy just like vibing and swaying. You know who I actually do feel like now? That TikTok guy that's the girl in the back's clapping and the guy's holding like a Yeti. I forget what it is. Yeah, he's just
yeah, for just vibing. This guy's being dudes.
I really don't want to recite what the song is exactly that he's listening to, but yeah, that's kind of how I'm vibing. But things are good. Things are good. Matt, you had a little interesting weekend, didn't you?
I did.
I mean, you were out of state this weekend.
I was, yes. So April and I went to her dance studio's dance competition.
Really?
We just watched some dance. It was pretty cool. I didn't really know what to expect fully because, like, obviously she danced her whole life and I've never been to one. It was interesting. I mean, the girls were really good. It was neat to kind of learn like the subtle differences between certain dances and certain moves. So it was a lot of fun. Something that I've never done before, and it was a cool thing to do once in a while, I think.
She participated in the dance?
She did not. No, it was a studio she works at. That she's danced with before, and now we just went to see some of her friends go.
So I have to ask the performances. Who stacks up to the competition better, these girls or the guys who did the talent show back in 2017?
It's a tough choice. It's a tough call. I mean, they're both basically professionals. Some were probably more sober than others.
Well, yeah,
right. No, definitely. The girls were very good. It was a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad you had a fun time. Matt, speaking of college, I really didn't tell you what we're talking about today.
No.
We have in the past talked a lot about drive-thrus. And not saying that there's been any breaking news or whatever. But I found this quiz. And it's not more of a game, but it's more of a conversation starter, more of an icebreaker, if you will. Is you honestly shouldn't be allowed to use a drive-thru ever again if you've done these 25 rude things. So we'll be asking the questions. They are very simple. It's a yes/no question. But if it does spark a little conversation, it goes along with the conversation of a drive-thru. So, Matt, just before we start, can you confirm you have been through a drive-thru?
I went through drive-thru today.
Did you? Where?
Dunkin'. Yeah. A little afternoon pick-me-up.
Yeah. I had a little after a nighttime, a little nightcap. A little night pick-me-up because I was driving home this past weekend from Jenna's parents, and like I was having the time of my life trying to stay awake. I was playing some loud music. I was listening to podcasts. Like I was all over the place. And I ended up going to Dunkin'. I was out of caramel.
Oh, you had a caramel?
Yeah, he was out of caramel.
That's tough.
So I had to get a vanilla mocha. And
okay,
that French vanilla and the mocha really don't mix that well.
No, I've been getting into French vanilla a lot recently.
I think I have yet to dive out into more, let's just say more things to try.
Yeah, I think so. There's at my house we have a Cinnabon creamer. It doesn't really taste like Cinnabon, but it's good. But yeah, I'm really branched out in my coffees. I even start drinking some just cream and sugar, like no flavoring.
Yeah, just going for it. So, All right, Matt. First question.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see if you should never go through a drive-thru again.
Okay.
I did not take this quiz beforehand, so I don't know my results.
Okay.
Well, we'll try to see if we can agree to disagree. So, Matt, the first one. Have you ever pulled up to a drive-thru speaker with no idea what you want to order?
No. I generally have an idea of what I want to order. But I've never gone in there and say like, can you give me like 2 minutes while I look over the menu? Generally, I know I'm deciding between one or two things, and I'll take a glance, and whatever catches my eye first is what I get.
Yeah, I'll be honest. When I was told there was no caramel, I was like, where are the flavors? I was trying to
Where's the
find them
flavor?
specifically. Where's the flavor? Flavor Town.
I will say
Um,
Dunkin' doesn't really display their flavors that well on the drive-thru. It's very
no,
hidden.
it is. It really is. Um, I feel like there's times I haven't gone recently, but there's times like when I have like a couple that I can choose from, like it's like game day decision. Like when I come up and I'm like, can I get this? And like I was like trying to think back and forth, like, should I get I'm thinking Wendy's. Should I get the Baconator? Should I get the spicy nuggets? Should I get the 4 for $4 or like whatever?
Hmm.
Should I get oh God, what are those drinks now called? I remember we have yet to try
Frosty.
them with you. Frosty Chino. That's what it is.
Yep. There it
So,
is.
all right, Matt, next one. Have you ever started your order by asking, quote, hello, repeatedly until you hear the order taker answer back?
No, I usually sit there and wait for them to say, "Can I take your order?" I feel like that's a decent thing to do.
It was funny because when I went to one Dunkin' to start to get one, and I think I sat there for 5 minutes. I didn't find out they were closed until I pulled
Oh,
around the
no.
drive-thru.
That stuff. I've done that before. I pulled up the Wendy's once a couple months ago at work, and they were closed for renovations, and there was like 3 people in line in drive-thru. And finally, someone came out and was like, "Hey guys, they're not open." It's like, well, I just wasted 5 minutes of my lunch break.
Matt, have you ever honked your horn at the drive-thru speaker?
No, why would you do that?
I feel like it's so stupid.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I think even that, like, saying hello would be even more polite than honking your horn.
Yeah, honking your horn is just rude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Matt, have you ever yelled or raised your voice at the drive-thru speaker in frustration?
No, I don't even think I've ever been frustrated at the drive-thru line. Like if they tell me they don't have something, I'm just like, oh, okay. How about this? I never got like hostile with the drive-thru worker.
Let's say you start a podcast, or you're running your own side hustle and have a bunch of links that you want your audience to know about. As a podcast, Matt and I have all of our social media, all of our podcast links, and other important things. Make it easier for your followers to find your important links, social media, and latest content by having it all in one page with Solo.to. I'll be honest, I've used similar websites like this, but nothing compares to Solo.to. All of your links are clean and easy to navigate. Have an upcoming video? It's really easy to make those changes. Plus, Solo.to has opportunities to upgrade to include more customization, advanced analytics, and so much more. Solo.to is giving us a special opportunity for you to get 10% off if you create an account and upgrade. Be sure to go to solo.to/funnybusiness to create your account today.
So the next one is kind of a tie-in between us raising your voice at the drive-thru speaker in frustration and this one. You ever play music loudly from your car when you were at the drive-thru speaker?
No, I always either turn it off or turn it all the way down.
We'll throw back to the Travis Scott burger. You know what I want.
That's the stupidest trend. So freaking stupid. I mean, just have some kind of decency.
There is the one time I was hoping this question would. I've never seen these questions yet, so this is the first time we're doing through a cold read. I was with my dad. We were going through the McDonald's drive-thru, and the song was "Rock and Roll McDonald's." So if anybody's ever seen this, the documentary "Super Size Me," did you ever see that, Matt?
Like 50,000 times in high school.
So there's this song that's playing. It's "Rock and Roll McDonald's." Rock and Roll McDonald's. And my dad and I were out to Walmart. We bought a speaker, like probably my first like speaker ever. Do you ever it was a white guitar that had like touch strings to it. Like each like square had like a touch to it that you were able to play. Oh my goodness. So it was like my first speaker ever. And I decided to just start. My dad's like, play the song. So we played the song through the speaker through the drive-thru. It's probably my favorite moment all time through the drive-thru, and that's probably the only ignorant time I've been through the drive-thru. So
That's kind of funny.
it's funny.
It is.
Shout out to Dad.
Yeah.
Have you ever started your order at the drive-thru with the word
I think so. Probably because I say that a lot. As I just did. I can't think of a specific memory off the top of my head because it's probably happened a lot.
I always go yes or hi or yeah.
Yeah, I'll give a good yeah
Yeah.
once in a while.
Do you give a good oh yeah?
That's crazy.
I dare you to do it next time.
No, I would not. I could not.
Come on, Matt.
No.
And
No
you got to
shot.
record it for me.
No shot.
April, please, if you're hearing this today, I dare you to tell Matt.
I disavow.
Well, April's going to tell you anyway.
Well, shit.
Matt, have you ever spent more than 2 minutes at the drive-thru speaker deciding on what to order?
No. That's a psychopath move.
What?
I also, after like 15 seconds, I would get nervous that I'm taking too long and just say something.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, Matt, the next one. Have you ever told the order taker to hold on or wait a minute?
Yes, I did do that once. Solely because actually it was this past weekend with me and April. We took a break, a lunch break in the dance competition, went to Wendy's. I didn't really know what I wanted, and there was no one in the drive-thru line. So I pulled up right to the speakers. He goes, "Can I help you?" And I didn't know what I wanted. So I was like, "Can I just give me like 15 seconds?" It was very awkward. I felt like a douche, but I had to do it because I just didn't know what I wanted.
I don't think it's that bad. Like, especially, I will always say, hold on or wait a minute if somebody's in the car with me. Because like you said, like you were ordering, but also April was ordering too. And you couldn't I don't know if this is going to be another one, but do you ever have your passenger say their order?
No, I usually
Or
just
you
say
sh-
it myself.
Yeah, when Lonnie and I are going through the drive-thru, Lonnie, my boss, I always go, can I get this? And I look at her. She's like, oh, can I get this too?
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, it's signs you don't screw up.
Right.
Like, very fair for that. So, Matt, have you ever whispered or purposefully lowered your voice when ordering at the drive-thru speaker?
No, I feel like I do the opposite. I speak a little louder so they can hear me. Who whispers in the drive-thru line?
Somebody who wants to do an ASMR podcast.
Apparently, yeah. That's psychopath.
Speaking of the question, you ever had a passenger try to order instead of the person in the driver's seat?
No, never.
I have.
Not once.
Have you ever split an order 4 or more ways at a drive-thru?
No, I don't believe so. I think the most has ever been like 2.
Okay. Have you ever been talking on a phone call while also ordering at the drive-thru?
I don't think I've held the phone up to my face. I have been in the car on the phone with someone, but then I just tell them to hold on because I'm in the drive-thru line. Like I don't continue the conversation, obviously, because that's kind of rude. I feel like that's the same thing with like being on the phone at the grocery line checkout. Like just get off your phone and check out your groceries.
Have you ever forgotten to pull up to the drive-thru window after ordering at the speaker?
No, because that's the point of the drive-thru is to get your food at the window after you order the speaker.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting. Have you ever skipped the first payment window completely?
I don't think so. A lot of places now only have one window too, which makes it 10 times easier.
Yeah. Oh, have you ever pulled up too far away from the drive-thru window?
I have a fear of that every single time I go through the drive-thru. And there's no in between. I am either going to take off my left car mirror because I'm that close, or I have to open my car door to lean to get the food or the drink. Like there's no in between. I'm so bad at that.
So is that a yes or a no?
That's a yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I myself, I've gone through 2 different types. So I've had a Volvo S60, Matt. You remember that car?
Oh yeah.
That was so low to the drive-thru. So I'd say a nice 45-degree angle of like trying to reach for payment or food or whatever.
Yep.
But now I have a RAV4 and it's completely just parallel to the drive-thru window, which is super nice.
Yeah, no, it makes the drive-through 10 times easier because like my last car wasn't super high as well. Like it was kind of like like you said, had to reach up for it, and it just made me not want to go through the drive-through.
Do you think, Matt, people are tired of hearing our Anchor ad?
Yeah, probably. But let's be honest, if it wasn't for Anchor, we would not be doing a podcast.
You're right, Matt. Once again, we have to thank Anchor for helping us continue to make each episode. Y'all know how it works. Anchor is free. It's easy to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and distributes your podcast to platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
And you all know that you can make money too, even with the first couple episodes that you start with.
So why haven't you started your own podcast yet? Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm.
So Mike, when do you think we'll stop talking about Anchor?
Oh man, Matt. You know what? To be completely honest, I think we'll be talking about this for a long time.
Have you ever knocked on the drive-through window to get an employee's attention?
I don't think so. Not that I can recall.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I just wait till they open it.
Have you ever added other items onto your order once you reach the drive-through window?
No, I'll ask for like extra sauces, like extra ranch or like sweet and sour, but an actual item that like fries or nuggets, no, nothing.
Have you ever left your window wipers on while at the drive-through window?
I'm gonna say no.
Just a too goody two shoes, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't. That's a kind of a weird one. I don't think so, unless it's ever been like downpour raining. But then I have a distinct memory of a couple weeks ago. I was at probably Dunkin' again, and I think I turned my windshield wipers off because I didn't want to get them wet. So I'm gonna go with no.
Okay. Good for you, Matt.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have you ever complained about prices to the drive-through cashier?
No, I've never complained about prices to anything because if I'm going to buy it, I shouldn't be complaining about it.
Yeah. Have you ever been actively smoking in your car when at the drive-through window? I'm just going to say no.
Correct.
Have you ever asked the drive-through cashier to throw something away and set inside the restaurant for you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Have you ever gotten out of your car to use the restroom when you were in the drive-through?
No, because then you're going to hold up the entire line. Like, come on, people.
I've actually a few times when I was young, well, not young, but old enough to make independent choices, but yeah, old enough to, be at like 26 years old. My mom would actually let us off at the McDonald's drive-through, and we would go to the bathroom while mom was ordering. We'd get back in the car.
That makes more sense. As the driver, I don't think you can do that. Mm-hmm. Obviously.
Have you ever hit on or asked out an employee at the drive-through window?
Never. No. There's a time and a place, people.
I do. I don't know if I was just so like self-conscious or anything like that. But I remember I got handed my bag. This happened like years ago. I got handed my bag. The window closed, and they all started giggling. It was a bunch of girls, and I'm like,
"Oh,
really?
Wow.
Like,
oh boy,
y'all work at Wendy's. You need to chill."
Correct. Man, this is a Wendy's.
Not that working at Wendy's is bad. It's just not the time and place.
Correct.
Put it that way. Have you ever refused to pull up and wait longer for your order?
Say that again?
Have you ever refused to pull up and wait longer for your order?
Oh, I know what that means. Yeah, no, I've never done that because it usually means they're making the food fresher for you. Are you confused by that? Do you need me to explain that? Yeah, so like you get up to the window and it's not ready yet. So they have you pull forward and someone brings it out to your car. I'm fine with that because that means I'm getting fresh food.
Yeah. I've done that multiple times. Have you ever been a Karen? I.e., have you ever asked for the manager?
No, never.
Oh, so results are in, Matt.
Oh, okay. All right. What do I got?
I forget how many questions. Let's see here. Matt, any final thoughts for drive-thrus or anything?
Just be a decent human being and know that right now they're very short-staffed. And lines probably going to take a little longer and suck it up You still get your food. Just don't be a jerk because they don't get paid to listen to your bullshit.
Yeah. So out of 25 questions, Matt, you're a service worker's dream.
Okay. Nice.
Whenever employees see your car in the drive-thru, they sigh a breath of relief. You have your order ready, speak clearly, and most importantly, you turn your windshield wipers off in the rain. The employees always wish there were more customers like you.
You know, my mother tells me that every day.
That there should be more customers like you.
More people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I never understood people that like give drive-through workers a hard time because you're going to a fast food restaurant. One, what do you expect? It's not like you're going to a 5-star and getting a filet mignon. You're getting a Happy Meal. And two, they don't get paid enough to deal with your shit. So just understand where you are and just be a good person.
Not that I believe, but I feel that during the pandemic, we kind of sought out drive-through type of deals, like drive-through, try to drop it off and then go. But I'd be really curious to see how a like 5-star or like a high-end restaurant does with the drive-through.
I think they would fail, to be honest.
How funny would that be?
It would be hysterical.
I could just think right now, it's like, can I get a steak like medium? And then like they're just there like scrounging over for the steak. Like you might as well just go in and sit down because it's probably going to take just as long as you sitting at the table.
Yeah, no, I think that would be a failure, which is kind of the benefit of Burger King's and McDonald's is that they're able to produce food fast. Now, is it the best food? No, but if you're on the move and you need something quick, that's why we have drive-thrus.
Yeah. I mean, it's typically the drive-thrus aren't the healthiest of options, but sometimes they're the dirty options in order for you to get what you want. So,
yeah, you got to pick what you can get.
Got to pick what you get and you can't get upset.
Correct.
I've actually had, as a kid, my mom I had this really weird time in my life where I actually asked for no cheese on my cheeseburger. Yeah, I was that picky kid.
Oh.
My mom has actually been around the drive-thru because saying we clearly said no cheese on the cheeseburger, and you put cheese on the cheeseburger. What gives?
Well, why don't you just call it a hamburger?
Yeah, we could have done that. But like, oh no, I wanted it was a double quarter pounder with cheese, so I wanted the double quarter pounder, no cheese.
No cheese. Got it. That makes sense. Yep.
So, but I kind of grew out of that because I like cheese. I really, really like cheese.
as everybody should, unless you're lactose intolerant, obviously, then can't eat a lot of cheese.
Matt, I've never been, for the people of funny business, I've never been through a Chick-fil-A drive-thru, but I know you have.
Yep.
How's that experience?
I haven't been in a long time through Chick-fil-A drive-thru. It's interesting. There's definitely, it's different because it's always usually crowded, and there's people out there that will stand and take your order, and then you just pull up and pay and get your food. They really have the process down pretty well. And I don't know if it's something that every fast food restaurant place would be able to do or need, just because the Chick-fil-A drive-thrus are always like super crowded. And it's kind of necessary to have someone or two people out there kind of help facilitate things.
Yeah. I saw that they were at one point, they were having like video conference, I don't want to say like drive-thrus, but like video conference, people like videoing in and taking orders instead of actually having physical people there.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that.
I saw that on
That's
TikTok
kinda
a little
cool.
bit, but that's TikTok for you.
Well, that's a fair point. Yeah.
So if you're going through a drive-thru, just remember to be nice and polite to the people that are there.
Mhm.
They're trying to work hard. They're trying to do their work, but sometimes it's not the most perfect of things, but we are not all perfect.
No one's perfect.
No one is perfect.
No one is perfect.
So, Matt, I'm glad you're a great you are a service worker's dream, my friend.
I'm sure you'd get the same score.
I hope so.
I think so. I definitely think so. All right, let's move on right along. Let's move into some segments. We have two good ones for you guys today. Let's start off with a little dude. That's crazy. You all know how this works. Mike, I'll go my first one if that's okay.
Go for it.
So I have two sports related ones today. Who would have thought
Nice.
that? Yeah.
Who'd have thunk?
Who would have thunk it? The first one, this one's kind of really crazy. So, it's about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got a new offensive lineman. His name is Shaq Mason. His full name is Shaquille Olajuwon Mason, named after two former NBA stars, Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the crazy part. The crazy part is his new teammate, Shaq Barrett. His full name is Shaquille Akeem Barrett, who was born a year before Shaq Mason, also named after Shaquille O'Neal and Hakeem Olajuwon.
Dude, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And what a coinky dink.
It's just, you really can't make that up. Two teammates a year apart, both named after NBA superstars.
And I think even for those people naming like famous people, like back in the day, I always remember like a lot of people being named Jordan, but like their middle name would be Michael because everybody loved Michael Jordan at the time. So of course they would try to, oh Matt, you yawning.
Yawning is contagious. This is the yawning podcast now.
We could be miles apart and you're still giving me the yawns.
Yep.
The hell was I saying? Oh yeah, like the frequency of like people naming people like after like famous celebrities and whatnot. But obviously the people that have let's just say experienced Shaquille O'Neal and Hakeem Olajuwon, they really wanted to name their kids that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, just wild. Go ahead. Your first one.
All right, so I'll do the funnier one, but then I think we're gonna get a little sad today.
Oh no.
I've been kind of waiting for this one right here.
Oh no.
It really hit me in the feels.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I'll do the regular one. So spiders, right?
Hate them.
Mm-hmm. Why are you afraid of them, Matt?
They just look creepy. And
Okay.
I also got bit by a spider once when I was really younger on my eye. And I couldn't see out. No, I did not turn into Spider-Man. My eye got so big I couldn't like see out of it, and then I couldn't go to the beach.
Poor thing.
It wasn't fun.
So spiders to humans comparison, right?
Yeah.
So humans are afraid of getting bit by spiders, even though humans have more teeth. Spiders are afraid of getting stepped on by humans, even though spiders have more legs.
Wow. Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, that's really weird. I guess it kind of shows the strength that we have with our feet compared to their feet and their teeth compared to our teeth.
I mean, we don't inject venom when we bite.
No, thank God.
That'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it?
That would be, yeah, that would be wild. Make life a lot more, keep you on your toes.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, could you imagine? You bite into an apple and you just inject poison into it, and the next person just poison the entire apple.
That's tough.
Oh my God. I personally don't like spiders myself. I have gotten used to daddy long legs.
Yeah, they're not terrible.
But what was it 2 weekends ago? I want to call them a water spider. It's this like nice big black spider, probably about the size of like a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That usually ends up in my bathroom, and it like frequents a lot. Like it's not the first time I've seen a spider this size, and it just scared me. I almost stepped in it like butt naked, like into that. I'm like, oh no,
no, that's not good.
So I had to get the fly swatter. I actually went to I had to get ready for an event. I went back into my room, and I'm like, Jenna, there's a huge spider in my bathroom, and she's like, so you come back in here to tell me. And I'm like, yes. I said I got creeped out.
No, thank you. All right.
But yeah.
Second one. Mike, we are in March Madness right now.
This is madness.
This is kind of a little 2-for-1 special. This one's not really the one, but I'll say it anyway. We are in the Final Four. It is Kansas versus Villanova and Duke versus North Carolina. Mike, it's the first time that North Carolina and Duke will ever play each other in the tournament.
Really?
Yeah, they've never played in a tournament before, and the first time is going to be this Final Four.
Shut up.
Yeah. Go for it.
Dude, I'm sorry, dude, that's crazy just because Coach K's retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Like the odds are just that's nuts.
It's almost like rigged. It's not, but it feels it. And speaking of Coach K, the real one here, Coach K has been to a Final Four in 5 straight decades.
Oh my god.
It was 80s, 90s, 2000s, the 10s, and now the 20s.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
You can't make it up.
No. I mean, the career that Coach K has had, and like, not even just speaking from just a collegiate standpoint, but just overall just basketball standpoint, with just how many people he's seen through the Olympics, how many people he's coached through Duke.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I see your sign today. It says "Let's go Duke."
Yes, sir.
I'm just really hoping, man, that Coach K gets one more shot at the title. Like, I don't know. I really hope so.
As a Duke fan, it would kill me to see him lose to North Carolina. Like that, if that's the way he goes out, that would be really tough. And then North Carolina fans would just have that for the rest of eternity. That would suck.
Well, didn't at one point, what was it? They played Coach K's last home game in what's the stadium called?
Cameron Indoor Center.
Yeah, they played against North Carolina and they basically blew off Duke and losing.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't that close of a game. North Carolina kicked their ass, which is maybe Duke will get their revenge.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
All right, Matt, you ready for this one?
I don't know. Am I?
I don't know.
Oh no.
I was thinking about it a lot lately.
Okay.
I'll do a twofer, but so this one is not the right one. So you and I, well, Matt's soon to be 26 soon, but you and I are going to or are 26 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever realize that your parents lived through 26 years of you growing up? They grew 26, yeah.
Yeah, it's creepy. That's really creepy to think about.
Here's the creepier part, Matt.
Oh no.
So I found this article. I wanted to make sure it was statistically correct. By the time you finished high school, more than 90% of your time you spend with your parents is gone.
What? Say that again.
By the time you finished high school, more than 90% of the time you spend with your parents is gone.
I feel like I'm going to cry. Dude, that's crazy.
Right.
What? No shot.
Think about it. I'm not
90%.
crying.
Well, it's okay. You can let it out. It's a safe space. 90%? What?
Okay, let's put it in perspective. When you're done with high school, right? Where do you go?
College.
And about approximately, if you're not a homebody that goes home every weekend, how much time do you actually spend with your parents?
Very little.
Okay, so let's just say an average of 2.5 months, because we're counting, actually no, 3.5.
Yeah.
Because you're counting the 2 months in between summer.
Yep.
If you were a regular student, the month that you're in for winter break.
Yep. Maybe
and
spring
about
break.
A couple breaks here and there.
Yeah.
So you're only there for 3.5 months.
Yep.
You do that for 4 years.
Yep.
And then once you graduate and you become an adult, you're working 9 to 5 or whatever, Dolly Parton tells you to do. And
eventually you move out.
Yep.
Damn, that's crazy. That's sad. You're right. It is sad. Wow.
I mean, it's a gentle reminder that you should check in with your family. After reading this, it was funny because I saw this before I actually went to go see my parents for my mom's birthday on St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
And I'm like, TikTok knew I was going to see my parents. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just because think it like when you're even a kid, like when you're not in school yet, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner is either with them or is with daycare, but it's still a majority of the time that you spent with them compared to what you're spending with them now.
That's mind blowing.
Right.
Absolutely mind blowing. Wow. Yeah, just
Like I
give your
know,
parents
like
a hug today.
yeah, like I know, like your situation, Matt's a little different than mine, but
Right.
like you still are not spending the amount of time you spent back in high school.
No, not even close.
Right. So, and then even for me, like I don't even live with my parents anymore. Like
Mhm.
I haven't lived with my parents since my senior year of college.
Yeah.
Like,
Damn.
yeah, it's tough. Like you don't realize, yeah, you just don't realize it.
No. Like you said, it just puts things in perspective.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just hope that everyone, you know, what I always tell my students is if you can go home, go home. Like, cause I never did that when I was in college. Like it was always, I would stay for anything that I could. Like I never, like I went home during the summer, but like I didn't spend the 2 months like every other typical college student did, spending 2 months over the summer.
Mhm.
So, you know, it put a lot in perspective when I saw that. And, you know, hopefully we don't make this a highlight and then mom calls me and she's like, I'm so sorry.
Damn, that hit hard.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. It's good to talk about some things like that, but let's lighten the mood a little bit. Get a little crazy. Let's move into some would you rathers. I think I have some good ones for today. Let's see. Let's start with this one first. Mike, would you rather never drink coffee again or only be able to drink shitty coffee?
Never drink coffee again.
Really? This is tough.
When I share with everybody I drink coffee for the social aspect. Like it's nice like having a cup of coffee in the morning.
Mhm.
Like, you know, it's not that I need it to function in the morning. Like I know so many people that are like at the coffee station ready to go at work and like they need that coffee or else they're not going to have a good day because they didn't have their cup of coffee in the morning.
Yep.
Like it's like
it's
my
me.
mom
I'm
and
that people.
right. It's like my mom and dad, like, we're not opening presents till we have a cup of coffee. Like, not that they depend on coffee, but it's just, you know, even for me, like when I drink cold, like, yes, everybody can look at me being like, Mike, you drink coffee 5 days a week. It's like, yes, I do. However, it's not something that I don't need. Like, I could go away and be like, yeah, like, I don't need it, but yeah, no coffee.
Yeah, no, this year I was that guy. Like, I'm not opening my presents till I get a cup of coffee. So I think I would go with the shitty coffee.
Really?
I think I would. Yeah, I really do need coffee. There's mornings where I am just like dead, and I need that little extra kick to get me going. To have a good day at work.
Now, define shitty coffee. Like, what would you consider shitty
Like
coffee?
bad tasting coffee.
Okay.
Which bad coffee is hard to drink. If it's the only thing I have, I could do it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tie in with coffee. Would you rather be extremely hungry or extremely thirsty?
Thirsty.
I think I'd say thirsty as well. Just because you don't get as hangry, I feel like.
Right? That's exactly where my mind went. I'm like, I'd rather be thirsty than hangry.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. Would you rather have a dog that could speak or a dog that never barks?
So, like speaking, meaning like speaking a language you understand.
Speaking a language you understand, or a dog that doesn't bark. My thought, I don't know. I think I would go a dog that would speak. I'll let you go first before I give my devil's advocate.
Sorry. All I could just think of.
You could.
Yeah. So I want to go with a dog that can speak, but like all I can think of is like a dog that can speak, like let's just say you come home instead of somebody going woof woof. He's like, hey, hey.
Yeah. So that's the only devil's advocate to the dogs can speak. Dogs could be annoying. Like that dog could never shut up, and then you're stuck with a dog that doesn't shut up. However, I don't think I'd want a dog that never barks, because if there's something outside, I would like to know.
So I think, can it be receptive to you, or is it kind of like a standard, but it's just removing the barking and adding speaking? Like, you can tell the dog to be quiet. Like,
Yeah, you can tell the dog to be quiet.
right. So is it still receptive as
I would
as a
say
regular
so.
dog? It's just changing whether it can bark or it can speak.
I think so, and I think the dog
Okay.
that never barks is also receptive. It just gets excited, just doesn't bark.
But now I'm playing devil's advocate again. If he's speaking, that means he's technically barking. So like if you want to have a conversation with him, he's technically barking.
Technically, yeah, in a way, you're not
Little
wrong.
technicality.
You're not wrong. This one's hitting a little hard with the price of gas recently. Mike, would you rather never pay for gas or alcohol ever again?
Alcohol.
Oh, okay. See, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
gas.
Mm-hmm.
My thinking is, I think I spend more money on gas throughout the year than alcohol. So I would obviously want to save the most money.
Well, you buy shitty beer, so.
You're not wrong. That's not a false statement. I also, you know what I found in my drawer the other day? I found
Smirnoff.
No, I did get iced this past weekend. I can get into
saw
that a
that.
little bit. Yeah. I found a Tanzo's beer department gift card. It's like a local beer distributor.
Yep.
Just forgot I had a gift card. It's like it was like Christmas all over again.
Might as well get some IPAs while you're at it.
They also sell alcoholic slushies,
Mm.
and they're phenomenal.
Steve and I, Jenna's dad and I were on a little trip. We went to Cabela's this past weekend. We had a really good time there. But we were driving back to the Reeds. He's like, maybe we should go see the beer girl and get some slushies. I was like, I don't know how I would feel about that, because I've only gotten an alcoholic slushie once, and that was when I was going out. But like just like a casual Saturday, like coming back, like buying a pair of shorts, like getting an alcoholic slushie, I'm not sure about that.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's a great feeling. 10 out of 10.
But yeah, alcohol, I mean, being around so many like brewing companies and whatnot, like obviously you want to support local and you want to support the independent crafter. But yeah, I can't believe I went with alcohol over gas.
Right now it's a little tougher because gas is so high. But it is what it is. Mike, would you rather have a car with no radio or a car that does not have heat or air conditioning?
Car with no radio.
Yeah, I think I'd go car. I think it's closer than you think.
Does that include AirPlay?
Yes.
CarPlay?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, ha,
Yes.
CarPlay. No.
No, obviously. Yeah, no, you can't play any music or podcast while you drive, or no heat or air conditioning.
My commute to work, like a majority of my commuting, I typically don't turn on my radio.
You have a 2-second drive to work. That is, you might have the shortest commute out of anybody in this state of Pennsylvania. And that includes people that work from home.
Come on, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't do that, but yeah.
Think on a road trip, though, you just wouldn't be able to listen to anything.
But if I'm on a road trip, I'm with friends.
What if you drive to Jenna's for the weekend?
Then I just have to keep myself occupied.
Right. And I agree. I'd probably go no radio as well.
Yeah.
But both of these would suck. But I could not live in the summer without air conditioning, and you couldn't live in the winter without heat in the car.
Well, let's talk about you, Mr. Let's commute more than 2 seconds.
Yep.
The weather today.
Brutally awful.
Yeah. So could you really go without heat
No, I couldn't.
today?
I couldn't.
Exactly.
That's why I'm agreeing with you. But they both suck.
I know they do.
Yeah.
They really do. But
Okay. A lot of eating ones today. I don't know where this came from. Would you rather only be able to eat Italian food or Mexican food?
Mexican.
Oh no.
Yep.
Italian.
Nope.
Give me the pastas, the chicken parmesan, the fettuccine alfredo. Italian all day.
I'm contractually obligated to say Mexican.
Why?
Chips and salsa.
Okay. Mozzarella sticks.
Queso. Chips and
Marinara
queso.
sauce.
You got burritos, tacos, quesadillas, fajitas, fajitas,
I don't know. Whoa. What word did you just say?
fajitas.
Okay, that's not what I thought you said. I think homemade Italian food is better than homemade Mexican food.
Have you ever had
Like
homemade
authentic
Mexican food?
Yes, I have. I had a very good friend in elementary school who was from Colombia. Oh yeah.
Well, maybe his mom wasn't good.
Oh, she was phenomenal.
Authentic cooking.
Phenomenal. Best rice I've ever had in my life.
Rice, another thing.
Yeah.
Margaritas. Yeah, you can't have a margarita anymore, Matt.
It's okay. Italian wine.
Okay.
Wine pairs better with Italian food than margaritas anyway.
Okay.
I think it's a tough choice. I would miss Mexican food, but
I'd miss
the
Italian food.
Yeah. All right, one more, Mike. Would you rather bite your lip or cheek while eating, or burn your tongue with a hot food or liquid?
Bite my cheek or tongue.
I agree. And my logic here was that if you burn your tongue, that's like a 24-hour recovery time. If you bite your lip or cheek, you could leave like a little bruise or like a mark, but the odds of it lasting longer than a burnt tongue, not likely.
Yeah, that happened to me a couple weeks ago when I was making my soup. Like I had it really, really hot, and I remember it was hot when I tasted it, and like I felt it the next day, and it was super brutal, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, no, burnt tongues suck. Because then if you go to eat food, it bothers you, and then you think about that more than how good the food is, and it's not fun.
Do you remember Katie was telling us about if you're drunk, how to check to see if you're drunk,
Biting
your lip,
Bite your
and like
bottom lip.
you would see like us like biting our lips like in the middle of the night.
Complete morons.
Hey, it works.
It does. That's true. You're not wrong.
Don't go against the science.
No, never.
But yeah, that's a fun fact for y'all.
Yeah, it's actually true too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all the would you rather's that I got.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds absolutely amazing. Matt, thank you for all your hard work in preparing for these segments.
No. Thank you for all your hard work
And what?
and everything regarding the podcast.
Oh, okay, you too.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, that concludes another fun episode of the Funny Business Podcast. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch our pretty faces in 1080p, 30 frames a second on our YouTube channel. You could also watch our Twitch streams if we ever get those started back up again. You'll, of course, get notified if you hit that follow button, or you could subscribe, or you can use your Amazon Prime subscription to get a free subscription to our Twitch channel. Mm-hmm. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media. You can find all the social media and all the latest hits at solo.to/funnybusiness. Little reminder again, you could buy our merch there as well. It's at the very top link. Matt's wearing a very nice original sweater with the Funny Business logo on it. Matt, on a scale of 1 to 10, how comfy is that?
11.
It's 11. That's how we do it here at the Funny Business Podcast. And yeah, there's a couple other things. There's mugs, there's long sleeves, there's short sleeves, there's desk mats for all you working at home people out there. Have yet to try ourselves, but if you have, make sure you let us know and you can tag us in our social media. Mr. Matthew, what is the advice for the good people of the funny business world?
So I believe last week I mentioned I was going through some old clothes. And I did take it to one place. They bought some stuff, made like $40, but I still had a lot of bags left over. So now instead of just throwing those clothes away, I'm going to go donate them. So my advice to the people listening to this podcast, if you're able to, donate to Goodwill of any kind, with clothes, supplies, cleaning supplies, office tools. Donate to a school, old notebooks and coloring books and pencils and everything like that. Donate to Ukraine if you can right now. They could really use it. If you just have stuff laying around the house that you're not using, someone else can find a use for it. So just donate as much as you can.
That's so beautiful, Matt.
Thank you.
You can also donate to your college or university too if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice plug.
Especially, for any upcoming days of giving or Giving Tuesdays, makes it especially helpful for those who are working in the world of development.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that concludes another great episode. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.